in to yet another episode of the Beard Al Podcast, the podcast about two of the greatest things in the world, beer and Weird Al. And I'm Lauren. I'm here all the time. You know me. And if you know me, and you know that we're talking about a Christmas song, you know that I have one of my favorite beers in the entire world that I'll talk about in a second. But before I get to talk about one of my favorite beers in the entire world, I have somebody here who's never been here before. And his name is Jeff. Hi, Jeff.
My name is Jeff. Yes. Hi.
Hi,
Lauren. Nice to finally meet you in a more formal way.
Yes, indeed. It is nice to be met in a more formal way also. I'm just now realizing that, I mean, you have a podcast and there are two Jeffs, and
yes,
you're not the only Jeff who is a regular guest on my show either. This whole situation is just ripe with Jeffs. So
yes, well, I don't know about your other Jeff, but I am Jeff with two Fs, where my podcast partner Jeff spells his name with only one F.
See, my Jeff, in keeping with the Weird Al of it all, he calls himself UH Jeff because of
UH Jeff. Oh yeah. No, I remember him being on your show.
He's fantastic. So yeah, he's my regular Jeff.
Okay,
even
well,
though
that's great.
He's weird.
Then you could have all of us in the same room, and we've got UH Jeff, 2F Jeff, and 1F Jeff, and there's no problems at all.
No, I should do that. I think I would get confused in the best way possible. So,
Lauren and the night of a million billion Jeffs.
Whoops, all Jeffs. Yeah.
I like it. We should do that.
We should do that. But anyway, 2F Jeff.
Yes.
Why don't you tell the listeners of the Beard Al Podcast what your show's all about? Because it's pretty interesting.
Well, thank you. Well, first of all, I'm going to take a gamble here and hope that you don't immediately kick me off the show. I have a confession to make. I'm not super into beer.
That's okay.
I'm sorry.
No, I have people who don't drink at all on the show.
I did want to get in the spirit, so I got myself a little glass of a Screwball peanut butter whiskey.
That's some good stuff.
It is delightful. Yeah,
I like that quite a bit.
I wanted to clink the ice into the microphone to mimic your popping the top, but it's not working.
No.
Oh well.
It's close enough.
Maybe
I love
later.
it. Actually, I will tell you, it's not Screwball. There's another. Oh gosh, the brand is, I am completely blanking on it right now. I'm seeing it in my head, but I'm forgetting what it's got. A squirrel on it, but it's not Screwball. They do a peanut butter and jelly whiskey that is so good. I picked it up at one of those samples at the register at the liquor store, because they're like, this is one of those ones that you'll probably want to try before you commit to purchasing, because you're either going to love it or you're going to hate it. And I absolutely loved it. So that's reminding me that I
try that.
I need to go get myself some more of my peanut butter and jelly whiskey. Blind Squirrel?
I'm going to look for that.
It might be Blind Squirrel. I don't know. Anyhow.
We have the internet. We'll look it up later. But for now, besides the whiskey thing.
Yes.
So I do a show called Suggested Articles, a podcast, which is on the Odd Pods podcast network with you.
Yes.
And so many others. We joined the podcast network, I don't know, maybe a year ago or close to it. Anyway, our show was founded on the idea that my friends and I would find ourselves being like, hey, remember that thing we were talking about last night? Well, now I'm getting ads for that thing on my phone. Or I open up my browser, and when I open a new tab, the suggested articles that come up are things that I know I haven't searched for before, but here they are because I talked about them, and my phone is always listening to every damn thing I do.
Yeah.
So that was the starting point for the podcast, and it is sort of a tech podcast, but it's also sort of conspiratorial, but it's mostly about those things that are invading our daily lives, whether it's the ads and the articles or AI, or one from the episode we released yesterday is that apparently Jeep is going to start putting ads on their in-car entertainment screen every time you stop your car.
Oh, no.
Stuff like that. We talk about where tech is going and how we probably hate it.
Yeah.
So we try to have fun with it. And yeah, it's a good time, sometimes horrifying, but mostly a good time.
I love it too. work for a tech company as my day job.
Oh,
So yeah,
oh,
it's
oh.
like domain registrations, website builders, like all that stuff.
Okay.
So and I work in marketing for that. So I am very involved in the kind of things that you talk about from one way or another. It's a lot. It's
I bet.
definitely a
Yeah.
lot. It's a lot. I love it. I love it. Yeah. So folks, like, yeah, if you want something that's equally as fun but completely different from this show, go check that out.
Please do. Sometimes we even drink on our shows, or one time we tried kratom because the algorithm told us to.
Oh, well then I like that. I see. Yeah, so you're doing stuff that the algorithm tells you to.
Doing stuff that the algorithm tells us to. We'll tell you as a listener sometimes how to protect yourself from the intrusiveness of the internet, but we are the church of the algorithm. We worship at its feet and we do what it tells us to do.
I love that. I love that. Well, today we're worshiping at the feet of the weird algorithm, and
And I love it.
I love it too. That phrase, by the way, is trademark Beard Owl Podcast 2020. So,
All yours.
you'd think, but no. So actually, before we get into any of this, what I alluded to at the beginning,
Yes.
is I am having one of those things that is deeply entrenched in Beard Owl podcast lore. It was the first beer ever consumed on the show, and it's the beer that happens around Christmas time. And this is the beer that is Christmas to me. And so since we're talking about Christmas at Ground Zero, this is what I must have. But I live in Florida, and this is a brewery based out of Pennsylvania that does not distribute. So I have my wily ways of making sure that I have it all of the time for Christmas. And then I ration myself through the rest of the year and use it for occasions such as this. So this is from Trogs Independent Brewing in Hershey, Pennsylvania, which if you're ever in Amish country, you need to stop at Trogs because it is one of the most magical breweries in the entire world. And this is their Mad Elf. It is a holiday ale brewed with cherries and honey. And
I would try that.
it's delightful. They brew it once a year. And what I like to do is make sure I have at least 1 or 2 cans of the previous year to try against the next year. So I'm drinking a 2024 Mad Elf right now, and I still have about 6 left. And we're in September, so they're making this now. I'll get it soon.
Right. That's what I was going to ask. I was going to ask you if this is old beer from last year or if it's close enough to the Christmas season now where they're putting
This
it
is old beer from last year, but the beauty of it being a malty ale as it is this is one of those beers that doesn't get skunky on you like that. You can age it for a bit. I wouldn't hold on to it for, too much longer than what I have, but it makes me so happy. This is Christmas, man. And it's 11%, so it's a hefty beer.
There, anything that gives you happiness in this tough world we live in.
That's it. And speaking of things that give us happiness in this tough world, Weird Al. That's what we're here to talk about. And that's actually a brilliant segue into just people listening to this show know all the background of this song, but I feel I must. So
every episode is someone's first episode.
That's true. That's a good point. So this is the track that closes out Polka Party, and it is a Christmas song. I personally like to call it Christmas at Ground Zero, otherwise known as Walking in a Nuclear Winter Wonderland. And this came out at that time where, Cold War tensions are high. The threat of nuclear annihilation is like a constant undercurrent, kind of going around. And
Reagan versus Gorbachev.
Yep. And how do you find balance in yourself and maintain some semblance of calm? And this is one of the things that Weird Al absolutely does.
So when you announced to the Odd Pods crew that you were working on this album episode, one song per episode, this one jumped out at me because when we did our suggested articles holiday special last year, there were a lot of questions about, what's your favorite Christmas movie? What's your favorite Christmas song? Or maybe just holiday movie or song. But I grew up, and well, I guess I am still Jewish. So Christmas didn't mean a whole lot to me except going out for Chinese food and seeing a movie. That's Jewish Christmas.
Sure.
So, sometimes I like to play the grumpy old man, bittered in my ways. And so if I was going to have to pick a favorite Christmas song, it was going to be something that was a little bit darker. And Weird Al was the one thing that really popped into mind. But you have Christmas at Ground Zero, and you have The Night Santa Went Crazy.
Yes.
So in that particular year, last year, I had just seen Terrifier 3. I love horror movies.
Sure.
And Terrifier 3 is now one of my favorite Christmas movies ever. So I went with Night Santa Went Crazy. But Christmas at Ground Zero, just what a delightful song.
It is delightful. It is delightful.
And,
Go
and
ahead.
Also, I don't know if you're a gamer, but this song feels like it would fit in perfectly, for those of you that are gamer nerds out there, into the Fallout universe.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, all of the Fallout games it's post-apocalyptic. If you don't know, the nuclear war, all the bombs have dropped, and the world that passed was sort of stuck in the 50s. And for the soundtracks of the games, they pulled a lot of real world songs that, I mean, I would have had no idea otherwise, but back in the 40s and 50s and 60s, the world was obsessed with nuclear technology and sometimes annihilation. And there's a lot of songs that were like big band and pop songs, Crawl Out Through the Fallout. Atom Bomb Baby is like a love song, like a peppy love song. But like, this fits in perfectly with all of that. And I'm actually kind of shocked it was never on one of the game soundtracks.
That's wild. Yeah, I too now am shocked too, because it's like, so maybe it's not as much of a juxtaposition as it feels like, knowing that, there were so many folks writing these upbeat, catchy love songs with a slight nuclear annihilation bent to them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Al studies his music history plenty, and he has to have known. If you watch the video, and I'm sure you have a million times, but the video for Christmas Ground Zero is like 90% plus of like old school footage of like kids that are ducking and covering and stuff, like black and white films from the 50s. It was that same era, so I'm sure he must know about that music.
He must, yeah. And fun fact, I'm not sure if you know that the video for this song is actually the first music video that Weird Al directed himself.
I did not know that.
Yeah, so this is completely his vision of what he felt this song looked like. So yeah, he must know. He absolutely must know. So again, like, now I love that you kind of talked about, I've got to loop this in there with, because of wanting to pick a Christmas song that is different than the stuff that everybody else is picking. Have you attempted in any sort of mixed company to put this on some sort of a holiday playlist and see if people notice?
No, but gosh, I really should.
You should. I've done it.
I should just try to slip it in there when the kids are like decorating the tree or something, and just kind of mix that into it and see if anyone even notices. That's a great idea.
I guarantee they won't. Like, you can't do it with The Night Santa Went Crazy because that doesn't sound like a Christmas song, but you can do it with this one. Because it has that, and I mean, we can talk about the sound of it, and kind of what the song feels like, it clearly has that Phil Spector wall of sound thing to it that a lot of what we come to know as like classic Christmas songs sort of have, especially once you get into the 60s, with all like the Motown girl groups doing their all the Motown groups doing, oh my gosh, we have this is my brain going on all of these tangents now. We have the Motown Christmas record. That's one of the things that we listen to when we're putting up the tree, so the vibe of that is very much the same vibe to this, so you could throw this on, you could play that, That's What Christmas Means to Me, Stevie Wonder, and then have this follow it. And I guarantee if people aren't paying attention, they're not going to freak out at all.
No, and I mean, you could almost, like, musically, I'm picturing it in my head right now, I think you could just about sing like maybe Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree or something as that music fades in. If you were to take Al's words out, it might fit.
Yeah.
Like, it's very close in terms of its rhythm, the jingle bells in the background. Yeah, it's right up there.
It's right. The only issue I could see anybody running into is with the bomb dropping at the end. You'd have to do some fading on a playlist.
Yeah.
Then they might notice. I mean, it depends. It depends on how you're decorating the tree. I don't know.
With enough whiskey, you definitely won't notice.
No, that's also true. That's also true. People definitely won't notice. So I wanted to make sure that unless you had a problem with it, but I'm sure you don't, because this is what the song is about. I wanted to make sure we dug into a little bit. This is one of those things that Weird Al does so incredibly well, is when the song's subject matter doesn't fit with the way it sounds. Like that juxtaposition as the joke is one of the things that's an undercurrent that happens throughout his music all the time. You know, like you've got off of Dare to Be Stupid, One More Minute, you know, that doo-woppy love song that's not really a love song at all.
Melanie is, I think that was on Even Worse.
Yes.
That was the first Weird Al album that I personally owned the whole thing on cassette tape.
Beautiful.
And that song is sort of this catchy 80s pop love song, except he's a freaking stalker and he's creepy as hell.
Yep.
I love it.
So yeah, those juxtapositions are there. And this is one of the most perfect examples of it. And again, I mentioned the bomb dropping, but there's also the alarm, the fallout alarm that happens in it, you know. And I'll be the first to admit, like when I was a kid and I heard this song, I didn't totally I didn't have all of the context, you know. I just thought it was funny.
Yeah.
And so the bomb dropping sounds or the fallout alarm sounds didn't raise any alarm bells in my head, because they just kind of felt like they fit in the song. But one of the things that I think is so incredibly magical about Weird Al's music is because so many people get into him when they're younger. You know, you don't always have all of the bits of information that he had when he was putting this stuff together. Something that you enjoy, as you mature and as you learn things, it's like layers. It's an onion. Like there's like, oh, I didn't even know that was there. Oh my gosh, that's there. So this track and a lot of Polka Party actually, I didn't love as a kid, but now I appreciate it so incredibly. I hold it in like the highest esteem, because this is like peak art.
I agree.
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, there's panic in the crowd. We can dodge debris while we trim the tree underneath the mushroom cloud. I mean, it's like they're still having a good time. You know, they're going to trim that tree. It doesn't matter that everything outside's being annihilated. It doesn't matter that mutants are going to crawl down your chimney.
No,
we're just going to enjoy Christmas.
Because what else can you do? You know, and I think this is truly one of those examples of, and it is analogous to what you do on your show too, is where there is this big scary thing that is part of our everyday life, and what do you do with it? Like, how do you react to it? Do you spend your life cowering and just like waiting for something to happen, or do you learn about it? Or do you accept the inevitability of your own fate? Or is it somewhere in between, you know?
That's a good question. What would you do, right? I mean, especially, I guess if you have kids, you got a family, right? You're going to try to make things okay if you're a parent, right? Does that mean you keep celebrating Christmas in the face of the apocalypse? That would be difficult.
I have no idea.
But
I don't know.
I'm sure a lot of people would.
I'm sure a lot of people would. Like, man.
You might only be giving your kids like some scavenged cans of beans and peaches that you managed to pull out of the grocery store. But a present's a present.
A present is a present. I'm going to do this. Yeah, this is good. You know, we're talking about a kind of a dark Christmas song. So let's just do this. My grandfather passed away in December when I was 12. It was early December. And I was 12. My brother was 9. And Christmas was about to happen. And my mother was in no mood for Christmas, you know? And my dad, bless him, did everything he could to make sure that Christmas still happened. So like so many of the things that my mom would usually do, my dad kind of stepped up and did, kind of in the face of his own like weird little apocalypse that was happening in our life at the time.
Yeah.
And one thing I remember so deeply about that Christmas was because my brother and I, like, we understood the gravity of the fact that our grandfather passed away, but at the same time it's like we still have to go to school, like Christmas is still happening, like everything in life is pressing on, you know? So we weren't getting the gravity of all of it until my dad came home with this giant stuffed Grinch doll. And he plopped it down on the couch in the living room. And he said, anytime you're upset with your mom until the new year, yell at the Grinch doll. Like, don't get upset with her, right? And we're like, okay, you know, and then we got through that holiday. But so this is what's happening. Like you said, like if you have this big bad thing happening to you, what do you do? Like, how hard do you cling on to normalcy? Look at Weird Al making me ask these deep questions now.
And it is maybe a harder question to answer in an actual apocalypse, but I can certainly see that psychology of being a child where it's like you are sad that your grandfather died and you do know what that means, but when you're young, if I assume Christmas is one of your favorite days of the year because presents and the
Cookies.
Festivities and everyone's happy and you probably eat ham or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't love ham, so that was never. I would eat a lot of mashed potatoes.
Oh, there you go. Mashed potatoes are a source of happiness.
They sure are.
So you're going to worry about that in the background. Maybe not even express it. Maybe some people do. Maybe some people don't. But it's going to be eating at you, like amidst the sadness. You're going to be like, but what about Christmas? What about the presents? What about Santa? Is Santa still going to come this year? Did you believe in Santa at that age?
So,
did you believe in Santa ever?
On the record, yes. Yeah. Off the record, no.
How's that work?
Let's just say I never did that thing where I quote unquote came out to my parents and said I didn't believe in Santa, because I firmly remember being 12. It was that year, and my grandmother, whose husband had just passed away, asked me point blank whether or not I still believed in Santa. And I didn't want to make anybody else more upset by being like, oh gosh, all of this is happening. They can't handle me doing this thing where my childhood is now gone. Right. So I didn't lie, though. I said, I believe in the spirit of Santa.
Oh.
And she took that. She took that for what it was. And this is actually very funny. I don't think I've talked about this on the show. When I was in college, I took a class called Rhetorical Analysis and Nonfiction Prose Writing, which I mostly took because it got abbreviated onto my transcript as Rhet Anal, which just cracked me up. I
should be too old to laugh at that. But
no, never. It's hilarious. So in this class, the whole thing culminated in us writing this long, drawn out research paper proving the existence of something. And I went to a liberal arts college. I was an English major in a room full of English majors. So I get these people saying, I'm going to prove the existence of the patriarchy, or I'm going to prove the existence of, like racism or this, that, and the other.
Oh, those sound easy.
Right? I literally said, I'm going to prove the existence of Santa. And my teacher goes, good luck. So
your grade should be on the technique and effort and the skill of the writing, not necessarily that you made a myth into something real, right?
I proved the existence of Santa as a social construct.
Okay.
And I got an A, proving that Santa existed. And I opened the paper with the little epigraph that says, "Yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus," and then I went into my whole spiel. I mean,
I like that.
I referenced the ancient Celtic shaman that would come down from the mountains on the winter solstice. You know, I referenced the fact that there are like so many different cultures that have a mythical figure that comes down in the dead of winter to give gifts. And like these cultures never talked to each other about this thing.
That's a really good point. Mm-hmm.
Like it's a construct that exists in cultures that had no contact with each other at all, you know? And so I did all of this research and I was like, our brains literally need Santa, you know? Like they literally do. There's something in the bleakness of winter that makes us say we need something that's going to lift our spirits. Like this is the shortest day. It is the longest night. It is so cold. There is no hope. And then you get these gifts out of nowhere that bring you joy for the next day. I think it's wonderful. And then of course I went into the whole thing where our Americanized version of Santa Claus literally came from Coca-Cola.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm not one to often praise the brilliance of marketing, but if you look at some of the Santa-based traditions that some European countries are still celebrating, I really think we're better off this way.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, Krampus.
Santa sometimes comes with helpers that are not depicted in a way that would be considered, let's just say, politically correct.
Sure.
And of course, there's Krampus.
Yep.
We don't really have that in America either. Although I kind of wish we did. You want a way to get your kids to behave, make them think that a big demon with an 8-foot long tongue is going to throw you in a sack and carry you off. It's better than a lump of coal. It
is better than a lump of coal. I feel like now we've gotten off the track of the song a little bit, which is fine. That's what happens on this show. But we're like we're
inspired by the spirit of Christmas.
We're in the spirit of things. I feel now compelled to address the elephant in the room of then the elf on the shelf, which completely confounds me.
I mean, look, the Jews wound up taking that idea and there's like a mensch on a bench or something.
Yeah, there is a mensch on a bench and there's Snoop on a stoop where it's Snoop Dogg.
Oh, I did not know about that one.
Yeah, okay. See, that's that one I'll allow.
The elf on the shelf is creepy as hell, though.
It is.
His eyes just bore into your soul.
Oh, they're like dead eyes. It's so strange. And, you know, I've got so many friends like of a certain age that Facebook in the entire month of December is just a hellscape of elves in like these terrible, you know, positions and stuff. But like the whole lore of that freaks me out. You know,
you're supposed to move him every day.
They move him every day.
Yeah.
And they make messes in their own homes to make it look like the elf got up to some mischief or something.
Oh, like St. Patrick's Day. Don't leprechauns do that in theory too?
In theory.
Like, take your stuff and then leave green footprints everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, man.
We don't have any of that in Judaism. I missed out on all these crazy child terrifying traditions.
No, you just got a healthy dose of just guilt for everything.
Yes, that's true.
So,
but Catholics get that too.
Oh no, trust me, I was raised Catholic. World War II was my fault. I'm sorry. Like, yeah. Yep.
Yes, there's a lot of similarities there. Mm-hmm.
There sure are. I think this is a good place to throw it to some commercials.
Sure.
I always joke on here that, you know, if you're mad at the commercials, other than the show promos that I put in there, they're based on what you Google or what you don't.
Hey, look, the best part about being on the Odd Pods Media Network is the inclusion of these commercials because they're algorithmically generated too. So maybe you're going to get some commercials while you're listening to this for stuff that you're like, did I talk about that yesterday? Or maybe it's going to be a commercial for something Christmassy, even though it's only September. You don't know.
You don't know.
You should listen.
Yeah. Find out.
Buy the products.
All right. Yeah. We'll catch you on the other side.
All right.
If you're into comedy, game shows, and improv, you should come check out BFYTW. We are an adult British-inspired comedy panel show. New episodes release every Thursday through your favorite podcast player or bfytwpod.com. We're also a founding member of the Odd Pods Media Network and would love for you to join us for some laughs.
Is your popcorn ready? Then pull up a chair and join me, Robert Yanis Jr., at Crooked Table Productions, where we discuss the world of film from a fresh angle on 2 exciting shows. On Close Watch, we get to know our guests through the movies they love, from current hits to timeless classics. And on Franchise Detours, we believe no movie series travels in a straight line as we explore the journeys of series like Rocky, X-Men, and Child's Play. Both Close Watch and Franchise Detours are proud members of the Odd Pods Media Network. Find them wherever you get your podcasts and on crookedtable.com. We'll see you at the movies.
Each of us identify with one of the Golden Girls. I'm Sophia, Aaron is Dorothy, Kristen is Sweet Rose, and each week we'll have a guest sit in the Blanche spot, the naughty seat. Come join us on the lanai for some cheesecake.
Part of the Odd Pods Media Network.
And we're back. Those were great.
Some of the best commercials.
I know.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I got one to enroll in a Christian college, so I guess I'm done being a Jew.
Okay.
I'm going to go learn something new. And that is not a joke.
I believe that. I get
those a lot.
I don't know. So when I first joined the Odd Pods Media Network, which funnily enough, not the day that this drops, but the day that we're recording is actually the 4-year anniversary from when I joined the Odd Pods.
Wow.
I know.
Happy anniversary.
Thanks. It's so great. I got a husband out of it. No lie. It's true.
That's where you guys met?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
Isn't it cool? Yeah.
That's amazing.
So the whole thing's worth it. Anyway, when I first joined the Odd Pods, I had a regular listener message me because it was the first time I had like ads and stuff in the show. He messaged me and he's like, "Why do you keep running ads for ED medication?" And I'm like, dude, I'm not running ads for anything.
I love it. I mean, I know this is more my topic than your topic, but like when Congress people like interrogate someone, they're like, I open up TikTok and all I get are ads, or all I get are videos of cheerleaders in little skirts dancing around. It's like, buddy, it knows what you like.
Yeah.
it knows
what you like and knows what you want to see. I don't do TikTok, but I get, the reels and stuff on Facebook and Instagram and things like that. I'm not sure how it happened, and I'm not like really mad at it necessarily, but it's just a weirdly specific niche that it's decided to keep feeding me. I may have clicked on one thing like this one time, and it just keeps feeding it to me. People and or dogs missing at least one limb, yet still living their best life.
Oh, okay.
So I get like this 3-legged pit bull like jumping for joy at a treat, and I'm like, that's adorable. And then the next one will be like a kid with no legs, but like playing baseball or something. I'm like, okay, like this is inspiring. Like it's great, cool. I love that we have adaptive technology to help people, continue to live it. But like, I don't know why it keeps deciding to feed it to me, but that's okay. I've stopped clicking on them. A
very specific type of emotionally uplifting content.
I guess so. I'm like, man, you've been through way more than I have, and you're still smiling.
Some days that's hard.
Some days it's really hard. Oh, I love it. I'm having a good time. I'm having a great time with this. So I took some notes, but I feel like we know what this song is doing, and we know exactly what's happening with it. One thing I feel compelled to bring up is, and I remember this happening, and I also remember people actively not wanting to play it for me for this reason. But it stopped getting a lot of the even minimal airplay that it was getting after 9/11 because it's called Christmas at Ground Zero.
Yeah.
And
yep.
I remember I was at a pub trivia around Christmas one time many years ago, and I asked the trivia host, because she was asking for requests for music to play during rounds and stuff, and I was like, oh, can you play one of the Weird Al Christmas songs? I was like, either The Night Santa Went Crazy or Christmas at Ground Zero. And she goes, oh, well, I'm not going to play Christmas at Ground Zero. I'm like, okay. I'm like,
you hadn't put it together yet.
Right. I was like, well, okay, sure. But then if you think about it, I don't know. If I'm in public, I think I would find Christmas at Ground Zero less offensive than The Night Santa Went Crazy.
The Night Santa Went Crazy is dark, man.
Very
You're
dark.
all gonna die. That's one of the lyrics.
Yeah, I mean, first, I mean, we're all gonna die in this one too, you know. But somehow this is joyful. Like The Night Santa Went Crazy. That's just like, nope, this is it, man.
It's the juxtaposition you spoke of earlier. Musically, the music is so nice that even though the lyrics are really jacked up, it doesn't make you feel it.
Yeah.
Night Santa Went Crazy is much more in your face.
Yeah.
With the hacking and the slashing and the butchering.
You feel that one?
Yeah. Well, I had read that he also no longer performs it live. Christmas at Ground Zero.
That's
for
what
the same reason.
Yeah.
That he gets backlash from it.
It's so silly. It's so silly. Here, Weird Al's like the
We're silly people.
It's true.
We are.
It's
like,
what is there's a phrase, there's I don't remember who said it. Somebody said it. I think my husband loves all the Aaron Sorkin shows, and so I get very confused like which one it was on. Because he quotes them constantly. So I think it's from either Sports Night or the Newsroom.
okay.
No, I think it's the Newsroom. Yes, it's the Newsroom. It's Charlie Skinner from the Newsroom. He said, "A person is smart. People are stupid."
Oh, that's also one of my favorite movie quotes, but from Men in Black.
Oh, right on. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah, something like Tommy Lee Jones, a person is smart. People are dumb, panicky animals or something like that. And you know it. But it's totally true. Like individually, I can have a conversation with anyone and be like, okay, but Ground Zero, you know, that existed before 9/11.
The phrase did, yeah. Ground Zero is not just...
and in a broader public sense, people just latch on to that one thing, the last thing they remember, and that's all that matters at a certain point.
Yeah, it's frustrating for a Weird Al fan.
Yeah,
but
he hasn't had many songs banned, though. I don't think.
No, he hasn't had many songs banned because he tries to be as inoffensive as possible, which. You know, this leads me to another like mini tangent. Are you familiar with the song "Buy Me a Condo" from the Weird Al in 3D album? It's his reggae song. You can say no, but
I should be. I'm sure I've heard it.
I'm sure you've heard it.
I've listened to that album.
It's so really high level. It's a Rastafarian who moves to the suburbs and starts living that, like, he says, I'm going to get me the funny little t-shirt with the alligator on, and he's going to, get a Cuisinart and, wall-to-wall carpeting and a wallet full of credit cards. And it's just it's a reggae song about that. And on the unfortunate return of the ridiculously self-indulgent ill-advised vanity tour that Weird Al did a couple years ago, where he was playing all like of his original songs.
Yeah.
Before he got into Buy Me a Condo, he felt the need to say, and now for the cultural appropriation portion of the show. And it's such a bummer because he didn't, if you really listen to that song, it's not cultural appropriation. It's a commentary where this guy who comes from a culture that loves the earth, loves nature, is connected to the world around him, feels the need to escape that for what? 80s consumerism? That's not cultural appropriation. That's a commentary on like what does paradise actually mean, And I'm like, man, I hate that he felt like he had to say it.
I could be completely making this up, but let me also say I haven't seen Weird Al live in a long time, but I think he was my first real concert, at least the first concert I went to like voluntarily.
I love that.
Like I grew up in Wisconsin, huge music festival every summer in Milwaukee. I would go with my parents and stuff. And I remember like one time I went to go see the Pointer Sisters, but that was not my thing.
Yeah.
But Weird Al was my thing. And in high school, my friends and I went to go see him live. And I was so impressed with the way he was able to make fat happen because the suit.
Yes.
Like he goes into the suit. But for some reason, I want to say, like, did he ever stop playing that for those kind of reasons?
Yes.
I mean, the song Fat is not insulting to fat people, but also some people might view it that way. And in this particular day and age and climate, I do wonder if that ever became a problem.
Now, he's had to explain it to people more times than anything, because like the song "Fat" isn't like him making fun of fat people, right? The narrator of "Fat" is like,
Correct.
"I'm fat and I'm proud."
Yep.
It's like the original body positivity song.
And that video, man, that one guy doing the somersaults in the background too, just like, I mean, it was on the Michael Jackson set. but,
Yes.
like, that was amazing. The way he recreates those things.
So good. So good. Like there's so much about like that just cracks me up every time. Every time. He's doing "Fat" again on this tour that he's on right now.
Good. As he should.
Yeah, as he should. As he absolutely should. He puts the suit on and everything, and they do that little bit where he jumps up and then lands, and then a beat later everybody else jumps up because it's like he shook the ground around him. It's just so brilliant. It's so brilliant. And I just love the way he does it. It's so much fun. But there's so much great musicality that happens in Weird Al songs like this. And this is how my brain got here. This is the bigger and weirder tour that he's on right now. So he's added extra musicians to the group. So he has like a dedicated saxophonist. He's got a couple of different, more vocalists, several multi-instrumentalists that kind of fill in other things. And so there is a whole bit with saxophones on the tour. And one of the things I love so much about Christmas at Ground Zero is that baritone saxophone, doing the doo-doo-doo.
Boom, boom, boom.
It's so great. It's like, and it's absolutely perfect, and it's exactly what it should be. I just love it.
Pulled straight out of an old-timey song.
Indeed. It's like, it doesn't get any better than this. It really doesn't. Oh, it's such a good song.
How many times have you seen him in concert?
Oh gosh.
That was a look.
That's a really good question. I don't know. And what's funny is the answer I give you now will be different than the answer when this episode actually comes out, because I'm going to see him next Wednesday.
Oh, well, that's amazing. Okay.
But if I'm so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 15 maybe. I mean, that's a lot, but that's not a lot for some people either, you know, like
You're not like Grateful Dead following them around on tour. You have a job.
I have a job, and I do my best. I do my best. The craziest thing I ever did though was I live in Florida, and my family's all up north in like Pennsylvania and stuff, and Weird Al was performing in Atlantic City.
Okay.
So that tour wasn't coming anywhere super close to here. So I was like, well, let me see what I can do about this. I flew to Philadelphia, got a hotel at the airport in Philadelphia, drove to Atlantic City, saw Weird Al with my family, drove back to Philadelphia, slept at the airport hotel, and then flew home the next day.
That's impressive. Is that the furthest and quickest you've traveled for a Weird Al concert?
The quickest, yes. The furthest now would be the most recent show that I went to, because of the tour that he's on now. Initially didn't have any Florida dates, and my husband is from Detroit.
Oh, okay.
And so
Midwestern boy.
Yeah. Weird Al had a show at Pine Knob. So we got tickets for that, and in July we flew from here to Detroit to see Weird Al at Pine Knob. But then, like, after we had already got that booked up, he announced that he was coming to St. Augustine, which is like 45 minutes, like not even, it's like a half hour from here. And
so you did both.
I'm doing both. Yeah. Next Wednesday is the other one.
Oh, that's the one. Okay.
Yeah. So I don't have to travel for that one. But no, I've seen him in 1, 2, 3, 4 states now, which is, again, it's a lot for me, but not a lot for like other. There's other people that have seen him so many other times and so many more. But this will be my 1, 2, 3. Be my fifth time meeting him.
You're doing the backstage thing?
Yep.
Okay, Lauren. You've been doing this podcast for how many years?
5.
Have you tried to get him on the show?
You know what? I could. I need him to settle down a little bit. Here's the thing, and I appreciate you asking that question. He knows.
I want that for you so bad.
I want that for me too. It'll happen at some point. I'm sure. Like the moment will present itself. But right now, I rest well knowing a handful of things. He knows who I am and he knows about my show because he's literally said,
He does.
"Oh, I love the podcast." Yeah, I literally have a poster signed in my living room that says, "Hi, Lauren, love the podcast." XOXO Weird Al Yankovic. Like that's like my. If my house were to start burning down, that would be the one thing I would grab. And so every other subsequent time I've seen him, he's gone like, "Oh yes," like so he recognizes me, which is cool.
That's because he's a beautiful human.
He is a beautiful human, and like I am fine with my show kind of this existing in the periphery of stuff. You know, there are enough Weird Al based podcasts that are out there like directly interviewing a lot of the people. That's cool. That's great. I would love to I talked to Eric Appel, who directed Weird, the Al Yankovic story, the movie that came out a couple years ago. So there's an episode here about that. And I've talked to a bunch of other people. What I love doing is just having fan conversations with people that love Weird Al's music as much as I do. Like that's the joy of this show for me. And nobody else is doing it quite like that, if that makes sense.
And with beer.
Bonus.
I mean, you've got a unique hook.
I do have a unique hook. I've even got my glass that's branded. Yeah.
Beard Al podcast branded glasses. Now, where could I get one of those if I wanted one?
This was a very limited run, and yeah. I should set up something that has. I have a store with like T-shirts and stuff, but they don't do the glassware. This I had to like get. I had to order like not in bulk, but I had to order like a bunch from Amazon and then like ship them out to people. I'm like, I don't have the time for this. This is too much work. I need an intern. I need an intern is what I need. Anything else you wanted to talk about with the song? I feel like we've covered quite a bit. I don't know if you came in with any notes, like something that you were dying to get off your chest about Christmas at Ground Zero, because I think we've done an excellent job. We may have strayed from the song quite a bit, but we have had wonderful conversations, and that's what the show's about.
I mean, I'll just say this to your listeners who are not as nerdy as me. Although it's a Weird Al fan base, so we're all nerds.
We're all up there.
Way. But that thing I said about the gaming earlier, I would just challenge any of you because so the Fallout, the video game, has a TV series. It's on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
Season 2 is coming out in December. Just rewatched the first episode of season 1 last night. And if you want an example of what I'm talking about, just watch that one episode. There'll be a few songs in the middle that are like, okay, they're old timey songs. But then the last song during the credits will perfectly illustrate the kind of music that Weird Al definitely studied. It's a big band tune, very peppy, encouraging a guy encouraging a woman to crawl out through the fallout so that they can go on a date and have fun and build a life together. Post-apocalypse, and that was a real song. It's not made for the show, and geniuses pulled that together, and Al is a genius, so I know he was definitely tuned into this kind of stuff when he and this song was what, 1986?
Yeah,
the video games didn't exist at that point, so he figured this out on his own.
That's wonderful.
And the game people figured that out on their own as well, and just the setting, I just love it to pieces. It is one of my favorite things.
I love that. And it's a brilliant album closer. It's right up there in the.
Oh yeah.
It's one of the first in the tradition of Weird Al, really super weird album closers that have become fan favorites, and I love it so much. So before we wrap this up, we have to give it a rating on a scale of 1 to 27.
Oh, right.
Because I love this as a Christmas song, and because this is my show, and because I personally can find no fault, I'm going to give it a 27. I haven't done that with too many songs on this album, so I feel confident doing that with Christmas at Ground Zero.
Okay, now am I rating this amidst like all of Al's songs by itself or as a Christmas song?
That's up to you entirely. Like, it's your own personal.
Okay.
For me, here's the thing. and I'll speak through this kind of while you're thinking. My thought process is I try to, because I'm the only person in the world that is on every single episode about a song, about the songs on an album. I have to try and give the album itself a baseline for me. And I don't think I may have given one other track on this a 27. My listeners may have to correct me if I'm wrong, if you're that obsessed with my ratings on stuff. But you know what I mean? So I try to give each album a fair and balanced approach, as much as I can in that regard. I really shot myself in the foot with In 3D, because I gave my least favorite track on that like a 22, and then I had no wiggle room whatsoever. And we were getting to the end of it, and I'm like, So it's up to you, however you want to do it.
But it's still Weird Al. I mean,
it's not bad. There's
no like 12s.
Not in my book, no.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad Russ isn't here on this episode, because I listened. I know you've talked about this song before, and I'm going to disagree with him and say I really like The Night Santa Went Crazy better. So I'm sort of rating those two against each other and as Christmas songs, but they're both in my favorite Christmas songs. So I'm going to give this a 25.
I love it. So we've averaged out to 26, and that seems just about right.
It's a masterpiece.
It is,
without a doubt.
It is a masterpiece, without a doubt. I love it. Well, thank you so much for closing out Polka Party with me, 2F Jeff.
Thanks for letting me.
Yes.
This was the best way for me to come on your show for at least the first time.
Yeah. Oh, you'll be back. This has been a fun conversation. I dig it. And I dig it a lot. You absolutely will. I will. I'll shoot you the list of what's still available on Even Worse, and I'll let you pick.
The first album I owned.
Yeah.
So I know every track pretty much by heart.
Oh, good. Yeah, I've got a couple slots filled up, but I'll give you next dibs on what's still open. So
looking forward to it.
Hooray. If you're listening to this, I will put information about suggested articles in the show notes to try to make it as easy for you as possible. But if you have enjoyed this conversation, you will certainly enjoy the multitudes of Jeffs that occur over on suggested articles. And
often someone named Aaron, who you may or may not know, also through the Odd Pods Media Network.
I do know Aaron through the Odd Pods Media Network, yeah. He's a fine fellow. Fine fellow indeed.
There's so many. There's multiple Aarons. There's multiple Jeffs. We had an episode with 2 Jeffs and 2 Aarons.
That's untenable.
Aaron with an E, Aaron with an A.
I couldn't do that. That's too much.
It does get confusing.
That's too many. People would need nicknames at that point. At that point, just call everyone Nick, and that's the end of it.
I'll learn to respond to that in time.
I love it. All right, people. So we will come at you again next time with what we have been traditionally doing here when we wrap up a side of an album. I'm going to have our good friend Insane Ian on to kind of give the side 2 of Polka Party the good old review treatment. And then we're going to go from there. Even Worse is going to happen. I think, and this is just me telling people now what my process is, I'm going to take a little break between the 2 albums just to give myself a breather and stuff, but that doesn't mean you won't be getting Beard Owl content in your news feeds, because I have plenty of episodes that came out quite some time ago that could use a breath of fresh air that I will reshare with the world as a new old release from the vault. So you'll enjoy some of those things while I give myself a moment between these albums. But when we come back after that, it's going to be hot and heavy with Even Worse, and it's going to be delightful.
Oh,
yeah.
Great album.
Fabulous album. But in the meantime, stay awesome, be nice to each other, and stay weird. Bye.
Will you do something with me, Lauren?
I can do it. What do you need? I love it.
I would love if we could sign this episode out, you and me together, our podcast mixing. Repeat after me. All hail.
All hail.
The weird algorithm.
The weird algorithm. Yes. All hail the weird algorithm. Trademark Beard Owl Podcast 2020. Bye, everybody.